Go on now.
Hi, Nita.
See,
Yes, sir. I'm good.
you all.
Now, you gonna be in
Long back right there.
and I'll get my picture.
Boy, you got some long beats, huh? Wow, this one. You have a long meeting, man. I have a record of the shortest meeting.
I'm talking.
It's long, too.
7 minutes.
I've been so long time, I got a record of the longest. No, I do.
Yes,
Well, yes, I do. Probably, yeah. So long, you said on lunch?
And most meetings.
Yeah. Was that,
And most meetings. A record that will never be broken.
Hold on, I was like, Mark, I think I have a whole speech. Another lead. Okay, hey. Y'all don't want me.
Give me no crap.
Complaints. Okay, it is 10 o'clock and we will stop this craziness up here and have this meeting. I wanna welcome everybody to the August 19th administrative meeting of the Houston County Commission. Glad you all could be with us today. I appreciate you masking up and coming in our building, and we are continuing to battle the fortunate throes of COVID that continue to escalate in our community and state and nation. We ask everyone to please continue to think about those around you, think about yourself, your family, wear a mask when possible, get vaccinated, and social distance when you can. Out there continues to escalate. Our hospitals are in dire straits at the moment. And as a matter of fact, I've been in conversation with them, and I'm gonna, okay, y'all, I'm gonna put something out on our social media, and if you will, those of you that are here, maybe I'll talk about that in a second, but I would like to ask those in our community that feel compelled. Those workers at our hospitals are overworked, overstressed, shorthanded. If any of our business people, restaurants, just good Samaritans feel compelled to take them food, take them drinks and water or whatever to give them a break, to allow them to be able to eat while they're there and working. Both hospitals have said they are receptive and would like that, and it shows care that we have as a community for those workers that are out there. Contact the hospital and that they'll let you do that. Again, those folks are it's tough out there. If you haven't seen all this news and don't know anyone that's in that situation, I assure you it is a very difficult situation going on in both hospitals, and particularly in ER and intensive care. So if you feel like it, and if you just feel like doing something good, take the opportunity and see if you can provide some services to those people in those situations. They would appreciate it. Speaking of Monday, next week is our County Commission Association's annual conference. All of us will be in that conference and out of town all week. Commissioner Singfield and I have a board meeting on Monday, so we will not be able to attend the commission meeting. Commissioner Harvey will chair that meeting, and Harriet Shoup will also be here, so we will have a quorum, and the commission will be able to address at least 5 items, hopefully, that we added to the meeting. We just want everybody to know the situation that we'll be operating under on Monday. depending on what all we put on the agenda today. I hope everybody made it through, I don't know if we're going to talk about it or not, through the tropical storm that basically came right through our hometown. Our home, better not say that, but our hometown. Thank goodness it was not a Category 2 hurricane, or we would all be busy right now. But I always say over the last few years, we have been very fortunate with these storms, while others have been hit hard. And this one came right at us. Thank goodness it was not a really strong one, but we continue to be prepared, and our plan is good, and our crews know what to do. And Mark, if you'll pass, and Tyler, y'all pass on to everybody at Road and Bridge, and anybody here from EMA, but and the Sheriff's Department. Everybody did an exemplary job Monday, and it showed. We appreciate the work everybody does out in the storm, literally working. So thank you for that. Any other announcements from the commission?
High school football starts tomorrow.
For some people, it does. I think some games have already been canceled, but yes, high school football starts tomorrow and college football not far after. We hope. Yet to see under what conditions that starts. All right, we have 5 items currently to be considered for the regular agenda. The first item is a request to reappoint there weren't any more now, by the way. Okay, reappoint Mr. Hayne Hollis to the Dothan-Houston County Airport Authority on behalf of the Dothan Area Chamber of Commerce. The Airport Authority is made up of 5 individuals. I believe that's correct. Those individuals is one appointed by Houston County, the City of Dothan, Dale County, maybe just 4 individuals. And then one is jointly appointed by the chamber that is concurred in by the city and the county. That is this one. And Hayne is, y'all all know Hayne Hollis. He has served very well on that board, outstanding individual. And so the request is that we in the city, as you can see in this letter, it's addressed to the mayor and to we in the city confirm or reappoint Hayne to the board. Any questions or objections to adding that to the agenda? Maybe it is on. All right, item number 2 is a request to approve a budget amendment for ADECA grant revenue and expenditure for mobile health unit. You all remember several months ago, a couple months ago, Emily came to us with a CDBG grant, COVID related, and we had meetings with mayors and discussions, and it's $400,000 total the grant was. We have finally been through all the processes regarding that grant. If you recall also, we determined that the primary item we wanted to, after conversation with the mayors and all, was a vehicle in conjunction with the health department to help us get vaccines out to the community, both the county and to underserved and areas of Dothan that had inability to get to vaccines. The thought is that we can take this vehicle out to senior centers or other gatherings, have vaccines available right there, make it easier for people, take it to housing complexes that possibly the individuals don't have ability to get to hospitals or drugstores. Anything we can do to help people get vaccinated. In addition to that, this vehicle is set up so that it can also offer medical clinics, flu shots down the road, just a multitude of things it can do. The health department is purchasing a couple of these vehicles also in addition to the one we're purchasing, but this one, theirs will be used in their region. They cover like 8 counties, I think. This one will be used strictly in Houston County. They will oversee the operation. Obviously, none of us want to be giving shots or manning a medical unit, but they will oversee it. We will house it. I'll talk about that in a second, but the declaration that the governor declared last week, the state of emergency, helped us in that it expedited the purchase of this. There's some things that we normally would have had to do in the purchasing procedure that were done away with or temporarily done away with because of the state of emergency. So it allowed us to go ahead and purchase this. Once you all approve this, if you do on Monday, I think he said we should have this within a couple of weeks, I think. I'm going to be in communication with Corey on the staffing. There'll probably be some supplies and whatnot that will need to be put into it, but we can get this thing operational pretty quick, I think, sometime in September for sure, and it's needed. So it's a really good thing. The other part, it's not on the agenda today, that we'll put on there as soon as we get the details. We're going to build a building out behind the volunteer firefighters building and move all the PPE stuff that's out of the farm center to that building, along with some equipment that's currently at the farm center, and this vehicle is going to be stored out there. We're working through that process. Met with press yesterday and talked about that process, and might be a little work, but not much. It's pretty flat right there already. So but we've got that underway. We'll come before y'all in the not too distant future to move forward with that. So good things, and all that money is coming from not our big pot of money that you all know about, but that grant that Emily came and talked to us about. So that was a long explanation, Curtis. I know you said I talked a lot, but I want y'all to know.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
You're used to it, okay?
Should've been a preacher.
So anyway, that is what this is, and this is the vehicle, and any questions for Peter, who has worked diligently on this along with Emily, who we really appreciate her efforts on finding this money and helping us with it, and doing all the administration of it. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Chairman. I appreciate Peter and Emily making this happen. And once this mobile unit, health unit is out and we can start utilizing, they will be in communication with different senior citizens or communities in our area that know when and dates they'll be able to come.
They will. They'll set up, as I said, the health department is more or less going to operate it, but they will communicate with, we specifically talked about senior citizen centers. Now, a lot of the centers are still not serving meals on site, but we're going to still use those as sites. And I think the discussions we have had is that they will communicate and coordinate through Sarcola on a lot of those, use the word clinics, but basically events. The vehicle will be at X center from 9 to 12 on X day. But I think the thought is not just at centers. If there are other events going on in the communities, they can be there, and whatever we can do to make it as easy as possible for our citizens to have access to vaccine. So that was another long answer to your question, that the answer is yes. I think I've had too much coffee today. Why do you nod your head? All right, any other questions or objections? Any objections, add that to the agenda. Item number 3 is request to sell miscellaneous office equipment on gov deals to the revenue department and appraisal department. Any questions or objections, adding that to the agenda? Item number 4 is request to award ACCA joint county bids dealing with materials like bulk cement, concrete pipe, HDPE pipe, whatever that is, and traffic marking materials. This was just sent to us yesterday. But this is just as a matter of information, the joint county bid is kind of done in stages now, not all at one time. And so that's why we keep getting this all along pieces and parcels. No controversy with this. We're the awarding authority, that we've always said. Any questions? Any objections to adding this to the agenda? All right, item number 5 is a request to approve the Rebuild Alabama FY 2022 County Transportation Plan. This will be a presentation by Engineer Kirkland that is required by law by September 1st. We do this every year, the last meeting in August, and this will be no different. We have our plan in place. You all are aware of the plan. This will be a, I hate to say rehash, but it'll be a update, I guess, of where we are in the plan. And but it is required by law, so you will do that in this code of times. Questions regarding that?
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Is this is gonna wrap up our bond issue?
Yes, once we get, through all of them, we probably won't get through it all of them this year. So, I'm sure it's gonna go into another year.
Okay, but this is the last phase.
Yeah.
so to speak.
All right, any questions regarding that or objections to adding that to the agenda? Any other questions? All right, anything else to be considered for the agenda from the commission or any other discussion? Questions? Should have mentioned that under now. Mention that.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. We will have the pancake plates will be sold for the senior citizens parking lot there, since they opened up and then the COVID started coming back, so they had to make some changes. So they'll be having a pancake supper, what they call a breakfast for everyone on this coming Saturday, starting at 7:30 that morning. So it'll drive through, so you just come up, pay them or donate whatever, and they'll give you a plate of pancakes and bacon and sausage and such. So it's helped to raise money for the senior citizens and what they're doing. They're working hard, doing a great job. Casey there at the records. I appreciate her.
So it's drive through at the Cottonwood Senior Center?
At Cottonwood Senior. Yes.
All right, thank you. And then you had something else?
I had, well, I'd like to say, Chairman, that compliment our Eastern County Road and Bridge Department. We had between probably 3, 5, and 8 inches of rain Monday night. And I don't recall any road being closed. The work that's been done in the past, these cross drains that were replaced have benefited the citizens of Houston County. They were engineered, they were looked at. They went from a 24-inch maybe to a 36-inch pipe to a 48-inch pipe. And that has really benefited the Houston County road for not having to close roads due to flooding. And if it didn't flood Monday night, I think we're safe. And I mean, it was a lot of rain in a short time. But anyway, I commend them for what they've done and their vision and long range planning to make that happen. So, thanks, Mr. Chair.
I totally agree. You know, these storms, two things I'd say about that. These storms are certainly a pain, but every time we have a storm, we improve what our assets are and it prepares us for the next. So, absolutely correct. We appreciate that. Mr. Sheep, you have a comment?
Yeah, comment, a few questions. Yeah, I appreciate the great job that y'all did. I know as far as backed up as we are, every time the storm comes along, I'm kind of tense up and hold my breath, wonder how bad it's gonna be.
So
So
that road will blow out.
Yeah, hoping Gilmore Road.
Gilmore Road gonna blow out, yeah.
It should be good for a
I
while.
hope so. I guess I just wanted to get an update. I know the roundabout is pretty much complete, correct?
Yes.
I know it's been reopened.
Yes.
Both of them.
Okay, and then the Sam Houston Industrial Park, that's the next big project. Is there any other big projects that y'all kind of have, just so we can be aware of what's going on?
That's the next one. We got, as far as outside projects, you know, there's like 50-something cross drains on these last few roads for place. So those are projects. We've got, pipe project at Rehoboth. School, big pipe project, filling those ditches out there. We've got a parking lot in Ashford. The deal that's on the books. Ashford recently sent in a fire department that we're gonna have to look at, give them a price. I don't know how it'll fit their timeline, you know. Is there anything?
That we've approved, there's several things,
Correct.
there's several things out there that they're not that we've approved yet.
I know coming down the pipe, there's gonna be a big one at Rehoboth, because they're gonna build a road, they bought some land, they're gonna build a road for traffic going into that middle school. Or elementary school. Both. Yes, both. That's coming. I don't know when, but that's gonna be a big request. And football field, we got the football field.
We got until next year to do that. I got a little time on that.
Yeah.
We got we got a couple of industrial suspects that I hope we get the opportunity to do. You know, that's one of those, hasn't been requested yet, because it's not a project yet, but you hope it becomes a project. Yeah.
I know you mentioned some ball field at Wicksburg, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they keep putting that off. They were trying to buy some land that's just not gonna work out, so they kind of had to go back to the drawing board. The pay increase, I know we did more or less an emergency pay increase recently. Has that helped? I know you had a lot of turnover in the department. Is that
It helped retain some people for sure. I don't know. We still have trouble hiring, new people, but it doesn't seem like it stopped the flood of people leaving. So, yes, I think it's helped. And they all appreciate it, man. They really did, so.
We hope to continue to address that.
that was all the questions I had. Thanks.
Anything else, any other questions or comments? All right, and some of them, we'll see y'all on Monday.
I probably ain't gonna do all that. Not this Oh, it's, you know, it's a hot spot.